Hi everyone, I'm Abhishek. Today we are meeting two very interesting people, Chinmay and Arif, who are based out of Pune and who are doing a great job of helping people in need in the bad times that we are in right now. To solve this problem, this specific problem of finding a hospital bed, Chinmay and Arif have created a portal, a website for Pune, covidpune.com. To explain how they did all this, how they touched upon this idea and how they developed this. Uh, Today we are interacting with Chinmay and Arif both, and I am happy to welcome them both on the stage of Business Standard.
So I and Arif actually have been working together since the last 5 years. So
Mhm.
Arif runs a company called Metro Guild. He's a
Mhm.
CPO there, and I'm the product officer over there.
Mhm.
So working together is obviously has its advantage, and we started thinking like how can we use technology in some way to mitigate this sort of a problem, this communication of the resources available and getting the information to people. So we've been starting to work on it like on and off for 3 odd months before the second wave hit. And at that
Mhm.
time we actually went through personal loss ourselves. Like I lost my father during this period.
Her father is a very well-known journalist, right? He's been the editor of Sakal and all of that. So at the end, there was really no one there because it's understandable that people were worried about their safety, but the information wasn't there was the bigger challenge, right? And it kind of exposed the fractured healthcare system that was there at that time. So we are trying to fill in the gap of information because we are not in the space of providing healthcare. We are just in the space of telling you where you can get care, right? And after we sort of launched COVID Pune and we did it with our own sources, we sort of the data already existed. The government already had portals, but it just wasn't consumable. So our focus was on making it consumable, right? Which is
Right.
very contrasting to the fact that most of the sources you see today or the portals that you see today, it's like drinking from a fire hose, right?
Mhm.
Because RIR, Twitter stream, REA, people understand tags. But what about the poor strata of the people that don't even read English? So apart from our domain name, which is covidpune.com, which comes on WhatsApp, you will see that there is an immediate language option that you can look at. And we immediately, like literally day three or something, we said, no, we need to make it multilingual because there are a
Mhm.
lot of portals that will serve the people who understand tags, can do or searches and Twitter advanced search and all that thing. But what about the guy on a cycle who's carrying his loved one on the cycle looking for a hospital? There are people in rickshaws today
Right.
that don't know where to go, right? So we made it completely multilingual. And we focused on the authenticity of the data, right? At one point, when we launched COVID Ahmedabad and COVID Bengaluru, I think Ahmedabad reached 1,200 people a minute, 1,200 visitors a minute. So you can imagine the kind of impact
Oh.
we had. We've literally crossed 7 lakh visitors across all of our sites. In fact, Pune itself is about the majority, like 90% of it. And what it did is we built trust over a period of time, राइट वेर पीपल सेड कि कहीं भी डेटा स्टेल होगा लेकिन यहाँ पे हम साइड में ही दिखाते हैं कि how many minutes ago we had this information. So there are hospitals which are 10 days ago
Yeah.
haven't been updated. We really can't do anything about it. But we cannot say that hey, somebody visited and is telling me there are two beds there. Right? So we urged government to engage with us. And we were lucky enough to sort of encounter the right people. So our advisor on this effort is Dr. Menon, who is one of the founding members of NDMA, National Disaster Management Agency. And by the way, we are not affiliated with anybody. So we are still self-funded and all of that, right? So we
Okay.
try to do as much as we can without putting pressure even on the government sources, right? So we are working with volunteer groups or starting to work with volunteer groups that are established, see this as a cause that is for the long term because we are not looking at it in the short term. So, and this is the reason why we are right now in almost 7 states and 11 metros, 11 tier 1, tier 2 cities. So there's a big list, right? You will go to COVID Telangana, COVIDWB.com, COVID Chhattisgarh, and all of that. So that's where we are heading.
I mean, sourcing data for all hospitals, including private and the government hospitals, is, I think, from my understanding, it would have been the toughest task for you guys. What does it take? How many people does it take? I mean, what technology have you used to make sure that you get real time data and the authentic one?
Sure. So there are various models that we go through depending on the state and the kind of political support we have. In some cases, like say Maharashtra is extremely progressive, and I think it was the need of the hour for them to be progressive. So they are extremely organized. Most of their data across the 36 districts is available on some sort of a portal that we have access to, right? It could be somebody filling it in, it could be technology that we could use, so we could grab that data. In some cases we also working with the government themselves to sort of say that can the hospitals themselves fill up the data. It's more personal than a project for us. We get teary eyed when we see emails from people saying, hey, I was looking for something for my dad and he was in the car, and your portal we were refreshing, and we suddenly realized that something opened up. We called and we got a bed.
Have you got any insights about the level, or the stress or the spread of the pandemic, the severity of situation in different cities that you are tracking, in terms of how many requests are coming? What I'm asking is essentially, does the number of requests in each city roughly or to a very fair degree correlate to the severity of the situation in that place, do you think?
Is that what we have identified from the trend data is that a lot of people from tier 2, tier 3 rural areas are migrating towards urban, hoping that they can get beds here. And based on our discussions with certain government officials, one of the things that is important for us to do as a portal is to tell these people not to travel. Because what is happening is that you might have a person in the rural area saying ki I need a bed, Pune mein to mil hi jayega, Kolhapur mein to mil hi jayega. But then Kolhapur itself is full. So that's also one of the things got highlighted based on the data that we presented and the kind of data that came in, because we were able to say that, look, so many people are online looking for beds. Can we make the information of the tier 1, tier 2 city be made available to rural? Saying ki don't come here, because they are sitting in a bus, ST bus or a public transport, infecting others and trying to look for a hospital here. And the other trend that we are seeing is that as the pandemic grew, right, when the core started, when the influx was very high, we saw very little usage of the platform in the beginning, but then it was partially because of the virality factor, but also people were trying to use their own resources to find beds, and then they later realized that there's just not enough, so we need to have a platform that tells us where we can go. So we are also seeing trends where tier 1, like we were having a conversation with somebody in Delhi, and they said ki looking at your portal we realized that there aren't beds here, or there's absolute the kind of beds we need or the care we need we don't have, so they went to Punjab. So they are crossing state lines also, right? So it might be good or bad. It might be also, we leave it up to the visitors to make their own decisions what they want to do. We feel that every state is doing their best, and the care is available for people. There might be certain delay. I mean, that's in the public domain, but our portal also helps you to make these decisions, and we are seeing those trends coming up.
I hope the story of Chinmay and Arif inspires us And I really hope that we get out of this crisis as soon as possible. And I wish you all to stay safe, and thank you for watching.
If you like this video, share it and subscribe to Business Standard. For more news, views and insights, log on to www.business-standard.com. Do also follow us on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Telegram and LinkedIn.